Everyone out there, I am shooting on location in what can be described in no other way but superbike heaven. I'm in between two of the rarest motorcycles in the United States right now. Ducati's V4S 25-year Anniversario and the Streetfighter V4S. Folks, it is on today. Matty Motorcycle here on location at my very favorite spot in the world, Gold Coast Motorsports in New Hyde Park on Long Island. And folks, we are at the height right now of the Corona COVID-19 epidemic. One of the reasons why these two motorcycles are so rare. Obviously, Italy and all my fans in Italy, I know you guys got hit the earliest and the hardest, making it really rare to have a Streetfighter in the United States. I know there's a whole bunch of these in pieces in your factory over there at Borgo Panigale, and we can't wait to get them here in the United States. And this bike, they only made 500 in the whole world, and here we have number 155 for us to talk about. So I'll tell you what, let's start right here. Cool trick, huh? Wish you could do that in your own garage? Me too. Anyway, this is a 25-year Anniversario 916 paint job V4S, which most of it is just like a standard V4S, except for a couple of fun bells and whistles. First off, it's a Carl Fogerty commemorative bike. Now, if anybody who doesn't know, give them a Google. In the late 90s, early 2000s, Carl Fogerty was the world superbike man. He is the winningest Ducati pilot. It was the best relationship Ducati ever had with a rider. Over 120 race wins, 4 titles out of the 6 that the 916, 996, 998 body platform won. It is unparalleled in Ducati's history. Basically what made the company super duper famous in the late 90s, early 2000s, and this is homage to him and that winning history. So what we got basically is a V4S platform, except you get a couple of little extra bells and whistles borrowed from the Panigale R V4. We have the front frame is from that bike. All of the electronics are all from that machine. You also get the forged magnesium lightweight wheels, a titanium Akrapovic exhaust, lots of carbon and little bits. You get the rear sets folding, you get the brake and clutch lever that fold, this really cool guard just to make sure no one touches your brake lever while you're battling bar to bar on them on the racetrack. So the other little special bits that you're getting on this bike is, like we talked about earlier, the electronics. You get Ducati's Evo 2 system, which basically makes the quick shifter and the auto blipper that much more sensitive for very slight movements when you're rolling around on the racetrack. You never want to upset the chassis. That's the whole point of not having to use your clutch hand. So that we have on this too. You also have the Evo Tech, the Evo 2 race TC system, which is a little bit less intrusive, again, while you're on a racetrack, making it super smooth, super easy, and not too invasive for when you're really trying to nail those corners. Now, when you get this, if you were to spend $42,500 on this 500 of a kind motorcycle and take it to the racetrack, God bless you. You get a little piece of paper, certifies its origin, has all the numbers on it from the engine and the frame so that you know that you have a genuine piece of Ducati history. And folks, I just was moving this around. It is light, it is agile. I'm not turning it on because this is going to be someone's very special garage piece. That and the open clutch, I can only imagine what it sounds like. Folks, this is going to be amazing. Now, if you dig this, Imagine what it would be like to be a little bit more comfortable, ride it on the street, and fight on the street. Get it? Fight at the street? Streetfighter? You know what? Quite frankly, I don't care if you think I'm funny. I'm touching one of these. You're not. You probably won't for months and months. I have it in my hands. That's funny. Now, Ducati's V4S Streetfighter. Like I said, one of the only ones in the United States, the only one in the Northeast. I'm touching it. So let's talk about it. 1100cc engine putting out 208 horsepower, 90 foot-pounds of torque, 440 pounds. That is superbike territory, and it's based solely on the Panigale V4. All that's different is the front. The whole rest of the bike is exactly the same. So if you want to know more about some of the little details, go watch the review on the V4S. Now, this is at the bargain basement price of $20,000, which might sound like a lot until you think about it's half of the bike I had here 2 seconds ago. Would I rather have two Streetfighters? I don't know, but if you can find one, you're already in good shape. This one also is equipped with the extra $4,000 full Akrapovic exhaust system, and again, I'm gonna apologize. They don't have the tune for this yet because the Acra needs very special attention, so I can't turn this one on. I'm sorry, folks. As soon as I can, I promise I will. After that, you'll notice it is a naked race bike, so it doesn't have the fairings, which, in addition to not being as aerodynamic, it also, on the positive side, dissipates a lot more heat. So this bike is a whole lot less hot to sit on as you're rolling through traffic or going through some country back roads. This thing won't fry you like a typical Ducati. So how is this bike different from its Panigale V4 neighbor? Well, obviously, the bars and the fairing are missing. These bars theoretically are a lot more comfortable, but this body position, it's still a little aggressive, just so everybody knows. The pegs are lower, the bars are wider, so I guess you have more room, but it's still a super tight, compact little machine. Moving forward from that, obviously, we have these gorgeous winglets. Again, wings are the type of thing that you gotta be going real fast before they're gonna work. Each one of these, supposedly at 160 miles an hour, gives you 10 pounds of extra downforce. You gotta be really moving on this thing. You gotta have your head reeled down. Just the wind buffeting alone, I would imagine, like I said, I haven't gotten to ride this one, might be a little bit tricky to appreciate. But anybody out there, if you get one, if you ride it, and if you have a comment about it, please tell me. I can't wait to ride this in the middle of the summer when we get a whole bunch more. After that, full digital Öhlins system. On this TFT dash, you can control everything. It's completely customizable. Put in any preference, hard in the front, soft in the back, let it squat, let it corner, tighten everything up, raise it up if you have a very brave passenger to go along with you. Any way you like to ride, this thing is ready to take you there. My only issue is where they put this TFT dash. We have great little wind scoops everywhere. Obviously, the aero was very well thought out, but they kind of just slapped this TFT dash on there. They were kind of like, oh yeah, we forgot to put that on. Popped it on the top. It doesn't look bad, but the rest of the bike is so well thought out, I can't tell about my feelings about that. Let me know what you think. Moving forward from there, we do have the lightweight forged aluminum wheels. Can't beat them, super great for handling. You got the M50 calipers, stops on a dime, Brembo master cylinder. This particular bike, we got the bar end mirrors, the lane splitter mirrors. Super classy, super cool look, makes the whole front end just that much cleaner. The styling on this bike in general is absolutely wild. We did a walk around with it and boy, it is sharp, stand out from any angle. You gotta love it. Comes with the quick shifter and auto blipper. Again, 208 horsepower. That means you're smashing any speed limit in second gear. So obviously this is definitely lends itself to being a racetrack bike, and I'm just gonna comment as a mid-tier track rider. I'm not the fastest guy, I'm not the slowest guy. an upright, comfortable riding position, a lot of guys at my level will get a whole lot more fun out of it and be moving a whole lot more faster through the chicanes on a bike that's a little bit more comfortable seated position rather than super racy and aggressive. This might be the most ideal track Panigale out there. Again, we'll see as time goes on. I want to just talk about the rear end of this motorcycle for a second and point out a couple of things that I noticed. First off, single-sided swing arm looks amazing. You get to really appreciate how great that rear rim looks. But then if you'll notice something up close, I see we have Rosa Corsa 2 rubber wrapped around my Streetfighter. Now, that's not a bad tire, but it's kind of like eating sushi with a fork. Okay, yeah, it works, you can get the food into your mouth, but that's not how you're supposed to do it. Where's my Supercourses, Ducati? Every other Ducati on earth comes with Supercourses, a track day tire, a dual purpose tire. Now, in all fairness, theoretically, these are for touring and should last longer, and they do heat up adequately for anything you would ever want to do on your Streetfighter. But, man, give me my Supercourses. It's like a little rude. But folks, Matty Motorcycle broadcasting to you from Gold Coast Motorsports amongst the two rarest Ducatis on earth. Let's get one more picture of them in the frame. There's my girls. Just makes me happy knowing they're both in the room. I'm gonna be standing in my garage, snapping my fingers like crazy, trying to get these things to show up as soon as I get home. But folks, the two rarest motorcycles in the United States. Now, whether your preference is speed and comfort, or speed and mental power, folks, you can't go wrong. Matty Motorcycle here. Like, subscribe, share, leave me a comment, tell me all about what bikes you'd like to see. You can't wait to buy. See you next time.